Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Sailing Nikau. We are in Oamaru, which is in the South Island of New Zealand. On this episode, we're going to go to a house in Wanaka, and so we're going to be looking at our properties there and how I set them up and how I maximise land to create value for sailing around the world and doing cool stuff.
Guys, and welcome to this episode of Sailing Nikau, where we're exploring the beautiful South Island town of Oamaru. It's one of the very earliest places to get settled in New Zealand, and it's famous for its Victorian buildings made of this white sandstone. We call it Oamaru stone, and all these buildings are just so cool and old. It's quite unique for New Zealand. We're standing up here on this cape that overlooks the whole bay and the town and the beautiful mountains, and there's this cool plaque here, and it's just recording that this guy, Dr. Edward Shortland, he was the first European official to map New Zealand, and he stood right here where we are today in 1844, and he just saw like wild tussock land, no human habitation. But then he writes in his book in 1850 what he saw, and this is what he saw. I'll just quote you from his book of 1850. "We may carry the imagination to another century, when the now desert country will be peopled, when the plains will be grazed on by numerous flocks of sheep, and the streams now flowing idly through remote valleys will be compelled to perform their share of labour in manufacturing wool." And that's exactly what it's like. There's all these sheep everywhere, and there's all this industry and all these houses, and he saw that, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool that he could see that even back then, over 150 years ago. Pretty cool.
So, what are we eating today, guys?
Oh, nice.
What are we eating?
Ruvos rancheros.
So if you see here, we got a bacon and egg pie, which I think it looks pretty good right now. We got the homeland pies as well. They're looking pretty on. The salad looks too nutty for me. You got something to say?
Yeah. Brownies are on the menu.
Before we go through to Wanaka, we are at a cafe.
We are at Tea Street Cafe.
Yep.
Which is also a really nice restaurant in the evenings called Cucina, which we must try in the evenings. But so far, very good.
Oh, really good food.
There's Joe.
All you got to do now is rest. I'm obsessed with my whole capability.
We are looking after, but he doesn't
needs
really need looking
babysitter.
after.
Yeah.
What's it like having new parents, Joel?
I feel very not alone anymore.
Not alone.
Yeah.
So,
It was just me and Honey, the dog, at home, so now I feel
yeah.
like I've got parents now, because my other one just left me for some reason. Yeah.
Last time Joel featured on Sailing Nikau was in my favourite place in the whole world, which is Ponza, which is an island off Italy. I'm going to roll a little bit of that footage now just to show you.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket.
It's a bit of a road trip to Wanaka. It's like 3 hours to Wanaka inland from Oamaru, and we're just gonna check out our property there. I'm gonna show you how we make some passive income while sailing. Really something that I think anyone could do, particularly if you've got a little bit of equity. At least something that you can do. You can make a 5-year plan to do. Jazzy, we love this part of the country, right?
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's very different to the North Island. It's very kind of picturesque, beautiful hills, beautiful trees. And we've got 2 dogs we're looking after now. We've got Honey, the Downing's dog, and our dog, and Sugar, all in the car. And Honey and Sugar are not really friends yet.
Just coming in, stopping for some lunch. This road is pretty scarce for cafes, and so it's always a little bit of a luck of the draw in the New Zealand countryside. But anyway, let's check out this place.
The Central Otago region is famous for vineyards and good wine, and heaps of the places have restaurants, cafes, tastings, so it's quite a fun area to go around and eat and drink.
So we got a little, what do you call this? A wine?
Tasting platter.
I mean, normally you can go to these places and do tasting.
Pretty cool.
Some of them present them like this, which is kind of cool. And
first one's Pinot Gris.
Cheers. Alright, well, that was pretty good.
Nah, it wasn't very good.
Bought a couple of bottles of wine, and the food was pretty average. Nachos. Anyway, off to
Texas vibes for sure.
Wanaka. David's driving now.
Yeah, I'm a driver. Better than everyone
It's
actually.
got to be one of the most scary times of a parent's life when the kid takes the steering wheel.
Yeah, I'm just driving right now. Just pretty crazy because I normally hit stuff. Is there anything behind me?
Yeah, what are you watching?
Where do I get out of this? Wrong way. Wrong way, oopsie.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah, you ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man.
We're here in the Lindis Pass, second highest pass in New Zealand. David's been doing some good driving.
Yeah, I was driving the whole way here, and there's millions of camper vans on the road. Everyone camper vans, so I was behind camper vans, which kind of sucked, but
camper vanning is a fun thing to do in the South Island if you're from overseas and you want to check it out.
Houses are better. Or boats.
Yeah.
Stuff camper van.
David just said boats are better.
Then a camper van, yeah.
No, I heard that, man. We're sailing. We're going
boats are
sailing.
better. But seriously, it is a really beautiful thing to drive around the South Island.
Not really.
No,
Not in a camper van.
You keep going, this is beautiful.
No, I said this is bloody stunning.
Because it is.
It's different.
It's bloody stunning. That's what it is.
Well, here we are. It's sweet to be in Wanaka, and we're just heading to the skate park because, of course, that's where David is. Lakefront at Wanaka is just super special. There's so many walks right around Wanaka, and obviously for us, we come here for the winter really though, the snow.
Yeah, it's the best place in New Zealand for snowboarding, which, as you might know, we love, and it's just in a beautiful place in every season though, Wanaka. It's amazing in summer with all these lakes, it's beautiful in autumn as you can see, and gorgeous in spring, so it's popular year round really, and for good reason. Look at the dogs going for a swim.
So if you're on the other side of the globe and you're thinking about coming to New Zealand, I wouldn't miss coming to the South Island, and certainly don't miss Wanaka. It's a beautiful spot, and you could stay at one of our places. I'll show you that. So this is one of a few Airbnbs that we have, and we just kind of wanted to give you our strategy for passive income really. So because I think there's a lot of mentoring out there about how to go sailing, but there's not a lot out there about how to earn money to go sailing.
We have looked for properties where we can add value and where we can have multiple incomes. So this particular property here in Wanaka was 2 units, and it had a fully self-contained 2-bedroom flat, which we've done up, and Josh has shown you around here. And then we also had a bit of land. It was too small to subdivide, but it was big enough to put on a tiny house, a transportable home. And so we brought that on. And so now we have 3 incomes from this one property. We put a spa pool on here and we let all the units use it. So that's a big plus. That helps to rent them. We've made them look really nice. We've been doing Airbnbs for a long time, so we know what guests are looking for.
So I think point number 1, if you're wanting to get into holiday home rentals, look to buy an asset where you can really maximize it. And we bought a tiny home. It was only 100,000 New Zealand dollars. That would return about $60,000 to $70,000 a year on holiday rental income, that's an amazing return, you know. So often it's these smaller ones that you're putting less money into that are going to give you the bigger return. Or getting a massive place like our home in Waihi and splitting it up into lots of different ones, that can also be a really good way to do it. To give you an average rule of thumb, we find, because we've been in rentals, been landlords, we've been holiday home managers, holiday home rentals will return about 3 times more than just having a permanent tenant in a house.
Obviously, you want to have maximum income, so you want to buy somewhere that everyone wants to be. Sometimes those can be the most expensive places to buy, but it's actually worth it if you can get into those markets. We've got a fantastic beach house in Waihi Beach, which is a beautiful beach. So it's close to main centres, so people can get there. You've got a big pool of people coming to stay. And here in Wanaka, which is just one of the top places to go in New Zealand and the South Island. So it's super popular year-round.
And within walking distance to town, which is really important for tourism. And so that's number 2. Buy somewhere where everyone wants to be if you're wanting to get into holiday home rental. The third thing I'll just say is there are so many holiday rentals. You want to make it stand out against the crowd. I love how the Bible puts it. In Proverbs it says a bold colour stands out from the rest. And so we take that strategy in our holiday home rental. So we're wanting them to be out of the gate crazy. Like our one at Waihi Beach. It's not like all of the other beach ones. It's kind of quite city, slicking, romantic, kind of grungy, blow your mind, amazing. It books more than any other holiday homes at the beach, and it's full every single night. This one here, which we've called Tokyo Pop in Wanaka, it's kind of like pop art, Tokyo style, just crazy. It's fun because coming to Wanaka is often with friends, and they want to party and they want to have cocktails and they want to be inspired. And so doing something that's just a little bit different, making a wild space so people can have a fantastic time on holiday, that's really important. The last thing I just wanted to leave you guys with getting that passive income is Jazz does an amazing job at managing other people's holiday rentals. I'll get her to talk about that in just one second, but just think about it. So she takes about a 20% cut for a holiday rental. She only needs 5 of those, and she's got her own investment property, which is just really cool.
You know how to do it for yourself, so you can do it for other people. And
you're set up with your cleaners already.
Yeah, you've already got your systems and you're paying for software that manages everything, so you might as well do other people's as well. I've got great staff, I've got great systems, and like Josh says, if that's something we could help people with later on, we're thinking about doing some mentoring once our kids have left home. So that could be something we could help you with in a year or so. And
so you can manage this anywhere in the world. We sailed for 5 years, right around all the way from Italy back to New Zealand in the most remote places. And, with good satellite communication these days, and certainly Starlink and things like that, this is very doable on a boat if you've got good staff, if you've got good cleaners that you can count on back at home. And so that's 2 things that you can do, whether you've got assets or not. If you have no assets, look for a little bit of land and plonk a tiny home on it. Start saving up. Within a few years, you can get that little bit of land that's just going to grow in value anyway. Put a tiny home on it. It's going to return you really, really well.
Hope that's been helpful for you guys.
Yeah.
We had a great time in Wanaka. We're now back in Oamaru, and one of the fun things to do around here is go on the Alps to Ocean bike trail, which is actually pretty cool. So today we are biking to a cute little village called Enfield, where apparently there is a pub we can have lunch at. Looking forward to that. I'm quite hungry now. Finally, we found it. Enfield. Bella's really grumpy now. It's like a good place to have lunch.
How you going, baby?
Good.
Pretty hungry? Some really good burgers here. Nice bit of a brew. Great views in the background. Kind of worth the long ride, talking to me, but talking to Bella, she'll say it's way too long. Hey, Bella?
Is the burger worth the long ride?
So much so that we've actually asked David to come and pick us up, and we're going to be putting the bikes in the back of the car.
So does learners.
Which is a bit of a fail, I think, Bella. So David made it.
Yeah,
You came to our rescue, man.
that's good.
You did. You're having a bit of a burger.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I'm filling with my mouth full.
you
so.
drove out here like all by yourself. You got your license now, man.
I've got my learner's license, so it was illegal, but I've never done that before, so.
Was it cool
good
driving
experience,
by yourself? Was that cool?
It was fun. Yeah,
It's
I've never-
a long drive.
you never done it. It was pretty chill.
Right.
Nice freedom.
Right. What were you saying?
somebody screaming at me. Hey, Mum.
Without someone screaming at you. I don't scream at you, David. I patiently teach you how to drive. He's doing really well at driving, actually. We've been learning parallel parks yesterday. It's natural.
Basically natural, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat my burger. I need some new shoes. Look at my toes. Look at my toes.
We're at the Oamaru Opera House. David's gonna do the 6 stair, 7 stair.
Yeah. What is that?
Had a cool time at church today, Sunday night. We thought we'd bring the teenagers and their friends to the beach, do a bit of a fire like we normally do, and have a bit of a feed. Nice beach here in Oamaru, and so calm out there. I just want to, like, that way to Fiji, I just really want to go sailing.
I'm leaving with anybody. I feel the way I do. What I do now?
So, I've just realized I've gone blind living on a boat, so don't live on a boat because you go blind. Anyway, so my eyes are bad, but I've got contacts, and today I put them on, as you can see, and I've just realized that the world is so much more pretty when you can see. A lot of people, they'll live in this world, but they won't actually notice what's going on around them, which is cool about wearing contacts because you can see more and you live more when you wear them.
It's actually quite a common problem with people spending long periods of times on boats, and sadly some people actually do go blind, just the glare from the water, and so, you know, keep those good sunglasses on the boats. This is ingenious, right?
Let's see the burn.
It's not that bad.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, oh, it's actually quite bad.
Let's have a look.
What is that?
Oh, baby.
I'm like a total mama's boy. Yeah, they'll get there. Bit of a good marshmallow. yellow there, baby.
This is like the ultimate. It's brown on the outside,